All right, so we are at 65,210. That means that we are 4% away from the Bitcoin all-time high, and we're chasing for that all-time high. And to be honest, I think I really agree with Elio in this tweet where he says most coins don't really hit their stride until Bitcoin actually breaks the all-time high. And I think we could even break the all-time high today. But with all that said, when I look at the bubbles, when I look at the moves on the bubbles, I have a message for certain holders of certain coins. And the message is very, very clear. Get out of those coins as quickly as possible. And I don't mean get out of the market. I just mean get out of these coins as quickly as possible. So I'm going to show you the list of coins that I think you should be getting out of. And I'm going to show you why you should be getting out. And I'm going to show you where to put that money to make more money. That's what we're going to do today. So I haven't been here for the whole weekend. And I wish I was here so I could have bought you guys a brilliant meme coin show. But I'm back today and I'm back with a vengeance. So let's do this, guys. What an amazing pump this weekend, right? The meme coins went absolutely ballistic. Let me know in the comments if you actually caught the meme coins. Let me know if you're rich. Let me know if you've made life-changing money out of meme coins. You got to take meme coins very seriously because meme coins can actually change people's lives. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about coins that can change your life and coins that you need to get out of. And then I got a whole lot of altcoin news for you guys. I got a whole lot of alpha for you guys. So listen, if you're new to the channel, and I know there's a whole lot of new people because I can see the numbers, welcome. You've just come to the best channel in crypto, the highest alpha per minute show in crypto. Subscribe to the channel like a maniac, and I'll tell you why you need to subscribe to the channel like a maniac. Number one, if you subscribe to this channel, you could win the banter bags. What are the banter bags? We put $1,000 of IDOs into the banter bags, and we let that grow, and we keep adding $1,000. When we get to 1 million subscribers on Banter, which is going to happen really quickly because we're growing at like 2,000 subscribers a day, and we get to 350,000 on Banter Plus, and that's also growing really quickly, we're going to give away the Banter bags to the community. Today, we are also giving away the previous Banter bags to the guys that won it. Even though they're not that worth that much money, we want to give it away, and we want to start with the new Banter bags and start giving away the new Banter bags. And I could give it away today. So, I mean, just go crazy in the comments. I could give it away to you guys today. The other thing is, remember, if you haven't already entered our Apple Vision Pro competition, sign up to any exchange with a Crypto Banter link. And at the end of the show, we are going to be giving away the Apple Vision Pros. All the links are in the description below. All right, with the formalities out of the way, smash the like button. Let's get on with the alpha. And there's a lot of alpha for you guys today. Specifically, I want to talk to certain crypto holders who've made a lot of money. And I want to tell them, I want to give them a message. Get out. Get out quickly. And I'm going to show you where to put your tokens. So let's do this. So let's look at the markets. Where are we on the markets? As I said to you, this is what's happening with Bitcoin right now. We are now, let's be more accurate. We are 5% away from the all-time highs. Literally, there is no resistance between here and the all-time highs. So I wouldn't be surprised if we hit the whole all-time highs in today, tomorrow, sometime this week. I wouldn't be surprised. But when we get to the all-time high, that's going to be a psychological barrier. And when we get that all-time high psychological barrier, I wouldn't be surprised if we get some kind of resistance. And I'm going to show you what I think is going to happen when we hit that resistance. I'm going to show you which tokens are going to be affected. I'm going to show it to you guys in a couple of secs. But right now, what we're getting is we're getting this frenzy that keeps feeding the price of Bitcoin. And it's just like self-perpetuating cycle. It's a self-perpetuating frenzy. Because as the price of Bitcoin goes up, the mainstream media are writing about Bitcoin. Bitcoin top 65,000 as it nears its all-time high. And all of these things are very, very, very positive articles. Then you got the New York Post. Bitcoin bursts above 65,000, recording highs during the crypto surge. Then you got Bloomberg saying Bitcoin top 65,000 on ETF-led demand despite GBTC outflows. What you can see is that you're now in a frenzy. You're seeing a frenzy of articles which are powering the Bitcoin price. And so what's happening now is you're getting all the boomers who now have access to this ETF, and now they want exposure to Bitcoin, and they're aping into Bitcoin. They've become like crazy apes into Bitcoin. Because the people buying the ETFs, these are not the institutions yet. The institutions haven't started buying the ETF yet. The buyers are large family offices, sophisticated retail investors who don't know how to hold Bitcoin keys, and they wanted exposure to Bitcoin, and now they're buying the ETF. And that's creating the frenzy. What it's also doing is it's punishing gold. So what you're seeing now is you're seeing that this is the flow of ETF, of Bitcoin ETF, and this is the flow of the gold ETFs. So it says here, Bitcoin ETF have absolutely blown gold out of the water, not even close, utterly dwarfed, decimated. Thanks for playing. Non-fixed supply boomer rock enjoyers. Also, if you look at the Bitcoin price relative to gold, and this is quite a good measure because Bitcoin is, gold was always supposed to be a store of value. We always said that the US dollar is not a store of value. And when you look at Bitcoin relative to the US dollar, you know that Bitcoin is going to go up because the dollar is actually depreciating, right? But if you look at Bitcoin relative to gold, that is like a true test because there you've got a store of value relative to a store of value. So when I look at the price of Bitcoin relative to the price of gold, I'm comparing the price of a store of value relative to a store of value. And in this case, what you can see is that the one store of value, Bitcoin, is about to hit its highest relative price relative to the other store of value. And investors are seeing this. Gold investors are actually seeing this. And so what they're starting to do is they're starting to trade out of their gold ETFs. They're starting to trade, I mean, someone says BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF breaks $10 billion under management in 7 weeks. It's the fastest growing ETF ever. It took gold or GLD 3 years to reach $10 billion in assets. That's how fast this frenzy is starting to feed. People are cashing out their bonds, buying into Bitcoin ETFs. People are saying, just wait until retail gets here. But actually, retail is already here. And I'll show you later on that retail is already here. It's just a different kind of retail. It's the boomer retail. But what you can see is that these boomers are actually selling their gold ETF and they're buying Bitcoin ETF. And so we're getting the swap from one store of value. Let me find that chart for us again. From one store of value to the other store of value, which is now driving the two stores of value up in value against one another. And for me, this is the true test. This chart, comparing Bitcoin to other currencies like the Argentinian peso and the Nigerian naira, and comparing it to the US dollar, that's not a good comparison because you're comparing a depreciating asset to a store of value. Comparing a store of value to a store of value shows you who is the king when it comes to the store of value war. And this is the chart that we should be looking at. We will be looking at this chart a lot more going forward because this is the chart that the institutions are going to be looking at. But as I said to you, right now, people are moving money out of gold into other ETFs. And the thing with the ETFs is you have to understand that not only are they buying Bitcoin and therefore their number of Bitcoin under management goes up, but the price of Bitcoin is also going up. So that means that their fees are starting to go up. And so the more the fees go up, the more excited they get. In fact, the fees are going up so fast that if you look at Grayscale, even though they have lost 200,000 Bitcoin in their holdings, right? People have already exited 200,000 Bitcoin out of the Grayscale ETF. What you can see is you can see that their assets under management, which were at 28.6 billion where the ETFs launched, are actually only has only gone down to 27 billion. And that's because the Bitcoin in the ETF have actually gone up. And so now you can see that they've had a $1.6 billion drop, but they've lost 200,000 Bitcoin. Can you imagine the amount of fees that Grayscale is making here? I mean, they're making, what are they, like 1.5% or something like that? And the assets under management keeps growing because the value of the portfolio keeps growing. It's crazy. It's crazy. And as TED Talk Macro says, he says, imagine fading this pump when there is so much demand and there is no supply. Now, I don't really believe in supply shocks. I'm not a believer in supply shocks because I believe in open market economics. And I believe that, there's buyers and there's sellers. And if you keep raising the price, the buyers will keep the buyers will keep raising the price until the sellers eventually land up selling their Bitcoin. And that's, by the way, when all the alt season will start. But what you can see is that the ETFs purchased 30,000 Bitcoin last week, and there were only 6,160 mined. And we're starting to get a lot of these. We're starting to get, like you can see that on the OTC desks, even though it's not very, very accurate, if you look at the OTC desks, you can see the OTC desks are starting to run out of Bitcoin. And this is when the crypto market cap is, for the first time in a long time, has hit 2.5 trillion. In fact, if you look at the crypto market cap, this is the crypto market cap, the total market cap of crypto. The entire market cap is now 15, 20% under the all-time high market cap. And that is where we're at the moment. So that's where we're at. I was watching Plan B this weekend, and he for the first time says that his stock to flow model has actually confirmed that it's a bull market. Okay, so I mean, we're going to talk about stock to flow because I don't really pay much attention to the stock to flow model, but his model is now showing that we're in a bull market. That his model is saying, look, we're finally in a bull market. That red dot over there says that we're finally in a bull market. And you can see that usually when we get into bull markets, obviously past performance doesn't indicate future performances. But generally when we get to this part of the bull market, it goes red dot, red dot, red dot, red dot, red dot, red dot. That's kind of like where we're going. Red dot, red dot, red dot, red dot, bull market, bull market, bull market, bull market, bull market. So now, according to Plan B, we're in the bull market. And I mean, I think we've been in the bull market for much longer, but now the metrics are showing that we're in the bull market. Now, for us degens who have been here for a while, I read this tweet and I think this tweet's right. I think this is our reward. We held from 15,000 Bitcoin to 69,000 Bitcoin. We ignored sarcastic remarks. We watched Bitcoin fall through previous all-time high. We watched Bitcoin be over, but we trusted our own logic. And now we get to reap the rewards. And our rewards are that we held Bitcoin from 15,000 to 69,000 and to wherever you are today. And this is the reward that we get. But the reward's not finished because this reward is now about to get much bigger. And the reason why it's about to get much bigger is because the real fun only starts when Bitcoin breaks the all-time high. That is when the real bull market begins, when Bitcoin breaks the all-time high. And I think, as I said to you when we started the show, I think Elio's right. He says, most coins actually only start running once Bitcoin hits the all-time high. In fact, let's even take it one step further. Bitcoin is only really going to start running when it gets into price discovery. Because before we get into price discovery, people have levels. People have like, oh, look, we broke this level. The next level is this level over here. Oh, we broke this level. The next level is this level over here. When you go into price discovery, you don't have these levels. And so the price just goes up and up and up and up and up until eventually the price looks something like this. I mean, that's what price discovery looks like. Once you break price discovery, it just goes up and up and up until you find a new base and until you find a new kind of price discovery and until you find your new thing. And we've got two good factors that are actually pointing to this. And the two factors that are pointing to it is, one is we now finally have $100 billion worth of Tether in circulation. That is a huge, huge, huge number. $100 billion worth of Tether in circulation. That Tether is going to be used to buy stable coins and whatever else. I want to actually show you something else. Let's quickly just go into here. And I want to just show you how quickly these stable coins are flowing into the market right now. So the stablecoin market cap, which was at 128 billion, is now at 142 billion. So we are accelerating. More and more and more money is starting to come into crypto. And that is 51 days before the halving. And remember that the real fun starts when the halving actually passes. And that's over here. Just look at that chart. That's when the real fun actually starts. We're starting the fun over here. And we've got all these factors going against us. So I think that the real fun is about to start. But, as I said to you, I think that when we get to this level over here, when we get to 69,000, when we get to on Bitcoin, and we get to this all-time high, I think there's going to be some kind of resistance. I don't think, and I may be wrong, but I don't think that Bitcoin is going to slice through the resistance like a knife through hot butter. I just don't think it's going to happen. And so I think for now, it's euphoria. And for now, everything's going amazingly and incredibly well. But I think watch out when we get there. Watch out when we get to 69,000. Watch out that we don't get some kind of rejection and actually start coming down to go back to the levels that we're used to. And everything is kind of pointing to the fact that there needs to be some kind of cool down. And I'll show you what I mean when I say everything is pointing to some kind of cool down. Right now, the market's euphoric. Right now, the market's absolutely crazy. Right now, everybody's making money and everyone's a genius. The metrics are also telling us that the market's euphoric. Okay, I'm going to say to you, I've been here for years. I've never seen funding that looks like that. Never seen funding that looks like that. Just to give you an idea of what this means. It means that on some coins, you are paying 100% a year in funding if you want to take leverage. And it's not some coins, it's a lot of coins. Bitcoin. The coins, you're paying 100% to be long. Okay, I have never seen funding rates that look like that. The RSIs are very high. The fear and greed, crazy. 82, extreme greed. On chain, there are also a whole lot of metrics that are showing us that we could be slightly overvalued. For one is, there's a record demand, there's a record high demand seen in record high inflows in accumulation that have never been spent. So now, however, the prices have increased so fast that some indicators start to signal overheating. Bitcoin bull bear market indicator flagged overheated phase, and that was at 60,000. The miners are now being extremely overpaid for the work that they're doing. So that's not good. Traders' unrealized profit margins are at extreme levels, which implies selling risks. Because as soon as the market goes down, they're like, oh, let's take profits. So they're selling risks. On-chain and off-chain, the metrics are showing us that there could be some kind of pullback. Also, for those of us that have been here for a long time, what we do know is that when the old coins start running, we know that usually marks a local top. So this weekend, we saw Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, EOS, Doge, Sheep, all pumping. I think we told you last week that we thought it was going to happen because we said that those are the Robinhood coins. And I don't know if you remember, but we told you guys to trade those Robinhood coins. You remember we had that show and I said, look, there are the Robinhood coins, and this was the price when we told you. This is the price when we told you. And now you can see how much these Robinhood coins have actually gone up, because we said that the retail investor in the US who doesn't have a crypto account wants to get in. His entry point to crypto is actually Robinhood, and Robinhood only has these coins listed. So what they're going to buy? They're going to go and buy the Robinhood coins. And these are the ones they actually ended up buying. And for those of you who took those trades, you made incredible money, you made incredible results. But it's also a top signal. It's also a top signal. And I want to remind you, and this is where I want to caution all of us. You got to think of a bull market as an elastic. The higher it goes up, the quicker the elastic will shoot back. The more money that people are making, the more greed there is in the market, the more inexperienced traders that there are in the market, the quicker that this market will shoot back. And we got a taste of it on the weekend, right? So we had a 1% move in Bitcoin, and look at how some of the coins responded. So Celestia went down like 10% when there was a 1% move in Bitcoin. So I have a warning to people who are trading certain coins. This is great. I hope you've all made life-changing money, and I hope you all continue to make life-changing money. But you got to remember the elastic. And the elastic says that the higher we go, the quicker we will fall down and the faster the reaction would be. And it's not all coins. It's not all coins. I mean, Celestia went down 10% when Bitcoin went down 1%. But there's a certain class of traders that need to be even more careful. And that is the warning that I want to give this certain class of traders that we spoke about. And the certain class of traders, I think you know who you are. I think you know who I'm talking to. I think you instinctively know who the traders that I want to be speaking to today is. Who are they? Let me know. James, can we move that bar away so I can see the comments? Okay, so let me see. I want to see the comments. Let me know if you know which tokens I'm talking about. You know exactly who they are, and I'll tell you how you know exactly who they are. The reason how you know who these people are is because these are the people that you spoke to this weekend. These are the people that you saw this weekend, and they were fucking euphoric. And they deserve it, because they were the guys who had the conviction to get into the meme coins. And if you got into the meme coins, you're fucking rich. We made money. Carl made money. Everybody made money. Everybody made a lot of money. Just look at these returns in the last week. WIF is up 350%. PEPE is up 412%. Floki is up 329%. Bonk is up 250%. Shiba is up 184%. A lot of money was made by meme coin traders. And it's great. Meme coins serve a super, super, super important function in crypto. They are all about culture. They are all about it's a bet on culture, but it's also a sign of froth. It's also a sign of peak froth in the market. When people are willing to take their money, their hard-earned money, and invest it into tokens that admit that don't have a use case and probably never will, and those tokens do this. The experienced trader, the people that have been here for a while, know that when the meme coins start to do this, it is a sign of froth, and it is a sign that the market will actually land up pulling back. And you can see, just look at these meme coins returns. This is the daily performance on meme coins. Just look at 𝗕𝗏𝗧 or whatever it's called, 𝗕𝗫𝗄𝗧, 78.9%. It's crazy. The problem is not that meme coins run. I think it's great that meme coins run. I think we should all participate in meme coins. The problem happens when people get carried away. And now we're in a position where the meme coin traders are getting carried away. I want to show you what I mean by getting carried away. People are saying, if you're in crypto, pivot to dog. And he was right. This weekend was unbelievable returns. Someone says, a lot of altcoins have seen a sharp 10% pullback this morning. That was on the weekend. And he says, this is directly telling us a few things. Spot is the way for the foreseeable future. People still refuse to admit it, but we still need ETH to fully send the altcoin rally. This pump, this negative 10% pullback on altcoins when Bitcoin went down 1% is a warning to meme coin holders. Because if Celestia went down 10%, and if good quality fundamental tokens went down 10%, when Bitcoin goes down 3 or 4%, and it's going to happen, and it's going to happen pretty soon, the meme coins are going to go down as quickly as they went up. Because when people start investing in meme coins, it's a sign of froth. When people start believing that a meme coin is an investment, that is a sign that a blow off top is pretty near. And you can see, I want to just show you some of the facts. Someone says, Andrew Kang says, I put the odds of eventual Doge ETF at bigger than 30%. At bigger than 30%. Anything is possible. Trump winning the presidency and Doge being the most decentralized coin. So people are starting to talk about Doge ETFs. Okay? Look, let's first talk about an ETH ETF. Let's talk about a Solana ETF. And then let's talk about a Doge ETF. I don't think BlackRock's going to apply for a Dogecoin ETF before they apply for a Solana ETF. So when people start talking about Doge ETFs, and when people start posting portfolios that say, I'm not kidding, officially 50% of my portfolio is in animal coin, it's great. But you got to learn to get out. People are talking about how quickly Dogecoin has been going up. This is where we are in the cycle. It's the part of the cycle, and it's true. It's a part of a cycle where you got to cut your brain out of your head and you got to throw it in a dustbin. And as 𝗲𝗏𝗫𝗀 says, he says, my crypto timeline has gone from mid-curve debates about what is a superior blockchain technology to fuck it, it's a dog with a hat. Welcome to alt season. Leave your brain behind and enjoy, but the same rules apply. Your DGen bag should not be your main bag. This is literally where we are in the cycle. People have taken out their brains, thrown them in the bin, and they're enjoying the upside. And it's people in the office as well. And I think it's great. And I think you should invest in meme coins. I mean, someone says, I now own every possible meme coin. I literally cannot lose unless the prices go down. Then I lose everything. That's where we are in the cycle. And it's great. But I have a message to meme coin holders. I have a message to meme coin holders which I think you need to listen to very carefully. So I said, there are people that are literally rich enough and dumb enough to convince themselves that holding a dog with a hat is an investment. The message is very clear. A dog with a hat is not going to be here in 10 years. And if it is, it's not going to be one of the best protocols in the world. And as I said here, I said, memes are really, really, really an amazing, amazing, amazing trade. But when you have a meme coin run like this, you sell your meme coins and you invest in protocols that are going to be here in 5 years. And I'm not saying sell all your meme coins. But don't convince yourself that your meme coins are an investment. Your meme coins are not an investment. Your meme coins are the greatest trade in the world. And if you timed it right, you should have the maturity and the foresight to sell the meme coins and to put your profits into protocols that are going to grow exponentially and be here in the next 5 years. That is what I call smart investing. And I'm not telling you to get out of all your meme coins. I'm just saying we've had a euphoric run. I'm saying that this is not normal or sustainable or logical. And I've seen this a million times before. In fact, I saw it here with PEPE. Last time PEPE, this is since the Binance run, but I just want to show you what happened when the market slightly changed conditions. PEPE went down 85%. And look at this chart again. Are you telling me it's not going to happen again? Guys, don't fool yourselves. Don't convince yourselves. As Alex Becker says, stop telling meme coin people they're going to lose all their money. They are like the guy who's into BDSM, punishing them and telling them that they're dirty just makes them more excited. It fuels them. Let them have their filthy Ponzi orgy and pretend it's not happening. Okay. Guys, look. If you made money on meme coins, congratulations. And it was a great trade. But it's not an investment. Don't get married to your meme coin bags. If you do, you're going to think that you're rich. And the problem is that you're going to land up losing your money. Remember that a crypto bull market is not about how much money you make, but it's about how much money you keep. Right now, a lot of people have made a lot of money on paper. Some of them even on 10x leverage. I mean, I know Carl's trading on leverage. And a lot of other guys here in the office are trading on leverage. I think it's great. But don't convince yourself that a meme coin is an investment. Don't convince yourself that the meme coins are investments. Rather, look at the reality and say, you were a genius. You made a whole lot of money on meme coins. But the meme coin is not going to be here in 5 years, and you should use that profit to invest in protocols that are going to change the world and have an impact in 5 years. Let's be the community that lands up making and keeping money in the bull market, not the community that lands up making money, looked like we were rich on paper because we were riding the next big fad, and then when this comes down, and it will come down, and you get the 1% or 2% move down in Bitcoin and the meme coins start moving down 20, 30%, let's be the community that's safe. Let's be the community that said, you know what, we didn't capture all the upside. But we managed to preserve our capital. Now, how do you preserve your capital? Without actually exiting the market? Because it's one thing to exit. Someone says it's salty. Guys, I made a fortune on meme coins this weekend. But I got out. I'm out. I'm not out completely. I'm holding a couple of positions. But in general, I'm out. Now, here's the trick. Because we all know that the market is going to continue to run. We all know that there could be a beautiful alt season ahead of us. And if we look at the charts, and if we look at everything else, you can see that, the alt season is about to start. You can see that the total market cap and Bitcoin are about to break all-time highs and going to price discovery. So we know that there's a massive altcoin season ahead of us. So what do we do now? Because on the one hand, I'm telling you to get out of meme coins. But on the other hand, I'm telling you not to get out the market. That's exactly what you should be doing. Right now, because it feels like we're almost at the top of the cycle, you should be reducing your high risk plays back into slightly lower risk plays so that you keep exposure to the market, but you don't keep exposure to the elastic bands that stretch the highest and are going to fall the quickest. Let me show you what I mean. So the first thing is, I read this tweet and I think this is amazing. It says, if you think the market is fun now, just wait until the meme coin money and the Bitcoin liquidity rotate back into the quality altcoins. And we want to preempt that. We're going to preempt the meme coins are a fad, they're going to pass. And that money is, the profits are going to rotate into good quality altcoins. So now is the time to be positioning yourself in the really good quality altcoins that you can hold in 5 years. Now is also the time to start reducing your leverage. Now is also the time to start changing some trades. Now, I don't know if you remember that a few weeks ago, I said to you guys that I took some trades because I thought we were at the bottom of the cycle and I wanted to highly leverage those trades. And one of those trades that I did was I sold my GBTC and I bought MicroStrategy at about $450. And I want to show you the effects of that trade, and I want to show you what I'm doing about it now. So GBTC. So the GBTC trade, in fact, let me quickly get the dates so we can actually look at the dates of when I executed that trade. And you can see exactly how well that trade actually worked. And now you should actually be doing the same. You should be doing the same trade. So that trade was on the 25th of Jan. So on the 25th of January, the price of GBTC was somewhere around here. It was about $35. In fact, I sold them for 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕. So let's look at what happened to GBTC between here and here. GBTC is up 68%. At the same time, my MicroStrategy trade, which I landed up buying at 456. So I bought MicroStrategy at 456. So it's about here. And is up 163%. So you see how I made triple the money by going into a more aggressive play. But now I think we're at the top of the cycle. And as a result, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking my risky plays and moving them into less risky plays. I'm selling my MicroStrategy and I'm putting it back into a Bitcoin ETF. So I still keep exposure to Bitcoin because I think we're at the top of the cycle. I'm still going to keep my exposure to Bitcoin in case the market continues to run. But I'm reducing the leverage, which means that I'm going into Bitcoin instead of MicroStrategy. If we correct, I'm going to take my Bitcoin and sell it back into MicroStrategy at the bottom of the cycle. And we showed you guys another trade like that, which was Stacks. I said Stacks is a great high leverage play on Bitcoin when the market is going up. When the market is going down, you want to change it. And it's the same thing with meme coins. When the market is frothy, you want to get out of the meme coins and you want to get back into Solana's safer bets. When you're at the bottom of the cycle in terms of emotion, then you want to go into the high leverage plays, which is the meme coins and stuff like that. And at the same time, to avoid FOMO, to almost say like, oh man, why did we sell? We're not selling. We're still staying in the market. We're just going into a less aggressive play because we think that the market is slightly heated. That is what you should be doing right now. So go and look at your portfolios. Look at the highly leveraged plays and start moving them into what this guy calls the high quality altcoin trades, back into the quality altcoin trades. That's the play right now. We're moving from high leverage into altcoins, into high quality altcoins. What are the high quality altcoins? Let me give you some high quality altcoins. You may say, oh man, they're not as exciting as meme coins, and they're not on the way up, but on the way down, you're going to thank me. And you're still going to keep exposure to the market. I'll give you some examples of these tokens that I'd actually be playing right now. Number one, I would go into some kind of ETH play. And I'm not saying go into ETH because ETH is boring. We don't do ETH unless you're doing it on 10x leverage. But I'm saying go into ETH play. And the reason is in 10 days, we have the ETH Dencun EIP4844 update. When this Dencun update happens, there's going to be some excitement around the ETH layer 2s. So this might be the time, 10 days away from this upgrade, to get into the ETH layer 2s. Here is a list of the ETH layer 2s. Arbitrum, Optimism, Lido. You can get into, these are ETH related plays. Arbitrum, Optimism, 𝗕𝗘𝗢 is a good one. Metis is a very good one. Another one which I'd probably look to get into is maybe Curve, and I'll show you in a second why I think Curve is a very good play. Aave, look at these tokens. These are great high quality plays when it comes to ETH. Now, I'm not, as I said to you, I'm not very excited on ETH. You'll never catch me buying, selling ETH. It's not my game. That's not my game. But there could be an ETH narrative because in 10 days this thing goes live. And as someone says, it says, look, market is wrong about the ETH ETF. Fink and Novogratz are bullish. Coinbase apparently won the SEC case, but there's still an announcement. I don't know if they've won it. A16Z put $100 million into Eigenlayer, which is huge. Eigen's got $10 billion worth of deposits. There will be an ETH season coming very, very, very soon. Also, there's just been ETH Denver. There were a lot of announcements at ETH Denver. A lot of them were AI related. So you can see that this narrative is going to continue to run, even though I'm still burning. It's the one position that I've got where I'm short, and whew, am I burning on this position. So you can see every single trade in my portfolio is green, and a lot green, except my one short, which I'm 100 grand down on, which is my 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗥 short. And the lesson there is you don't go short in a bull market because you're playing against the trend. And look at the price of Bitcoin. Holy shit. 66,300. We could, as I said to you, we could get all-time high today. But remember, when we tap all-time high, I got a feeling we're going to take a slight pullback. I hope I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. I think we're going to get a slight pullback. Another ecosystem that I'd go into is Curve. There's a reason I'd go into Curve. For those of you who haven't been following Curve, Curve hasn't moved a lot. It's one of the most important plays in the world. And I mean, man, I wanted to call you, I wanted to give you this trade at this morning at like 65. Even at 75 cents, it hasn't moved a lot. You can see that the bottom that it's been at is 43 cents and it's at 75 cents now. And it's the one token that hasn't run a lot. And the reason why it hasn't run a lot is because, you know, the founder was in trouble earlier this year and he had to sell his tokens, his own personal tokens, to avoid getting liquidated. And that's kept the price down because a lot of people have bought cheap tokens. But this is one of the most important DeFi plays in the market. And when the ETH ecosystem runs, the Curve ecosystem is going to run. And when I say the Curve ecosystem is going to run, Curve, Convex, Conic, Prisma Finance, all of those are actually going to run. They're all going to run because when Curve has its run, all of those are going to run. Let's quickly just see. I think probably Conic has also moved. So let's have a look here. Conic, CNC Finance. Let's have a look here. Okay, so this one, start watching this one because when Curve runs, Conic will run, Convex will run. Those are the ones you need to look at. Another token which started running, and as one of our researchers says, he says, this token loves a bull market, is Fantom. So Fantom loves a bull market. I'm sure you guys have seen how Fantom has exploded. Fantom loves bull markets. And every bull market, Fantom has its bull market moment. And for those of you who are in our Discord group called Front Runners, you would have caught this trade. You would have caught the Curve trade because it was all posted in there. But remember, Fantom loves bull market. So keep an eye on Fantom because in the big scheme of things, Fantom hasn't moved. But Fantom is one of these that it's a fantastic team. They've been through 2 bear markets. Andre Cronje is going to have his 2024 bull market moment, which he hasn't had yet. And if you're going to look at Fantom and you want to be really degen, look at the Fantom ecosystem. Hasn't started running yet because people are skeptical, but look at the entire Fantom ecosystem, like Boo and Spirit. Be careful of these because they took a big hit, but this is something that is probably worth looking at. And the other one that I think is probably worth looking at is the PEPE DEX exchanges, the perpetuals DEXs. I kept saying to you last week that I think that as these tokens land up producing more fees, then as they make more fees, I mean, just look at the 30-day fees. So Ribbon is making $14 million in fees. GMX is making $11.5 million in fees. Mux is making $4.2 million in fees. This is the sheet. Mux is the most undervalued of these all. Even though they have started moving, they're still in these. I think there's still quite a way to go. And these are all good quality tokens. So you're moving out of meme coins and you're moving into good quality tokens. And again, I'm not the type of person to say to you, don't do meme coins, they're bad. Meme coins are fucking great. I love meme coins. I can't tell you how much I love meme coins, but I also know that they're a trade. They're not an investment. I'm not going to convince myself an investment. I'm not rich enough or dumb enough to convince myself that a dog with a hat is an investment. It's a trade, and that trade, the purpose of that trade is to help me make more money so that I can use that more money to put that money into real investments. So that's the message. I hope you get the message. Should we draw a winner in the Apple Vision Pro, and then we'll carry on talking about a few things that I saw. So let's actually draw a winner. So for those of you who don't know how this Apple Vision Pro competition works, if you want to win an Apple Vision Pro, sign up to any Crypto Banter exchange account. So you see any Crypto Banter exchange over here, any Crypto Banter exchange. Bybit, BitGet, Deribit, Bitflex, BingX, OKX, and even Evo. Sign up to Evo as well. James, they must put in the Evo links They must put in the Evo links, yeah? Sign up to all those exchanges, and then every day we draw a winner of the Apple Vision Pro. So here what you can see is I have a list of all of our accounts. And I mean, let's just see how many accounts there are, and we'll just get a random number generator, and we'll give it away to someone with a random number generator. So there's 3,500 numbers. Let's go random number generator. And let's one between 1,300, 3,550. And today's number is 2,823. So if you are account 2,823, 2,823. 2,823. If your account, Bybit account number 146250863, you have won. You need to email us at giveaways@cryptobanter.com from the same account that the exchange is registered to, and then we'll send you your Apple Vision Pro. Also remember, if you do have an exchange account with Banter and you want to win a full Bitcoin, and these Bitcoin are, we're now giving you $66,000. What you need to do is go to Banter Bubbles, click on win a Bitcoin, open an account, or if you've already got an account, just predict the price of Bitcoin. And if you're right and you get the closest prediction to the 15th of May, you actually win a full fucking Bitcoin. So you can win an Apple Vision Pro and a full fucking Bitcoin. Guys, there's nobody in the world that'll do it. And then one last reminder before we talk about some more news. Remember, if you're not already following the Banter Bubbles newsroom, this is the highest alpha newsroom in the world. It's literally 40 of our researchers sitting here and giving you guys alpha all day long so that you can watch the alpha while you watch the bubbles trade. So I always put the bubbles on 1 hour, and you can see, oh geez, in 1 hour they've again going up like crazy. I put the 1 hour and then I watch the bubbles here. And I watch the news and I watch the bubbles, and that basically gives me alpha, and then I see what's moving the market, and then I quickly trade it if I need to trade it. One last piece of news. I did see this, and I don't know if it's real. People are talking about this Qatar government actually buying Bitcoin and adding it to their balance sheet. Now, it's not impossible because we have had an amazing, one big address actually buying a lot of Bitcoin at the moment, and it could be the Qatar government. So keep your ears very close to the ground. I'm also keeping my ears very close to the ground. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Until then, trade well, my friends.